There was a small house at the end of a dirt road, a simple place where a lonely little boy named Lucas lived. He was different from the other children as he had a physical problem in his leg from a young age. An assault by his father, which was never reported, left one of his feet twisted, preventing him from playing and running like the others. He was often the target of ridicule by the other children, which made him even sadder. Isolated in his own sadness, Lucas found solace in an imaginary friend whom he called Gabriel. Gabriel was a kind and caring friend, always ready to listen to Lucas's stories and cheer him up in difficult times. However, there was a shadow looming over Lucas's happiness. His father, a violent and intolerant man who did not accept Gabriel's existence. To him, Lucas's daydreams were a shame, a weakness that needed to be eliminated, even though he was only a 7-year-old child from a poor family, which prevented visits to a psychologist. Every day, Lucas isolated himself more and more in his room where he could feel safe and loved by his friend. Lucas's father tried everything to make his son stop talking about Gabriel. He scolded him, punished him, and even resorted to violence to make him stop. But Lucas couldn't abandon his imaginary friend, his only comfort in that simple house. Gabriel, his friend, always said that Lucas could relax because he would never abandon him, as he was the only one who wasn't afraid of him. One day, the tension reached its peak. Lucas's father, coming home from work, already nervous and with a few drinks in his system, heard Lucas talking to someone in his room. Consumed by anger and alcohol, he stormed uncontrollably towards Lucas's room, surely to assault him once again. But it could be more serious this time because he was enraged. He kicked the door open abruptly, and Lucas, startled, jumped trying to balance himself when his father lunged at him. Despite his physical problem, Lucas managed to wriggle free and with difficulty tried to reach the door. It was at that moment that something strange happened. As the father turned to reach Lucas, he also saw Gabriel, a nebulous and sinister figure, tall, thin, one eye red, while the other was brown. He noticed that the figure had one leg shorter than the other, standing behind his son with his hands on his shoulders. The father simply froze with wide eyes and an open mouth. He screamed that he would end it. Calmly, Gabriel said to Lucas, "Close your eyes and only open them when I say so." Lucas did as he was told. Before the father could react, Gabriel attacked him with supernatural strength. Lucas crouched in a corner, only hearing his father's screams. When he finally could open his eyes, he found his father badly injured on the floor. The screams attracted the neighbors and his mother, who was working as a maid in the neighboring house. An ambulance was called urgently, but at the hospital, the family was informed that the father had suffered serious head injuries. According to the doctor, he could have fallen due to alcohol and hit hard. According to the doctor, he could no longer walk or speak, leaving him bedridden. From that day on, Lucas's father was confined to a bed, unable to move or speak. He was just a powerless spectator in his son's life, who now played freely with his imaginary friend. For Lucas, it was as if Gabriel had become real, a protective guardian who kept him safe and kept any threat that dared to approach at bay. And so, in that simple house, Lucas found his refuge in the company of his imaginary friend, while his father remained as a dark reminder of a past marked by violence and intolerance.